Hello, my name is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to film my very last book haul for the year. Okay, so if you saw my Trash My TBR / I'm going on a low buy video, you will know that basically my plan is to get through all my shelves that are like my physical TBR and have you guys help me prioritize some books to read, weed some things out, etc. And until I'm done with that, I'm not buying any books, except for like my one book of the month book, and then I do have that $50 gift card still to Barnes & Noble. So I have a little bit of wiggle room there where I can get a couple new things, just to kind of like help me actually stay with this goal, rather than just going cold turkey. But I did buy some books in July, and I did buy some in the beginning of August. So let's just go ahead and get into those. The first one is a total oopsie. It's one of those that, despite there being a big old 2 on the side, I didn't realize was book 2 in a series. So if any of you have read this series or from this author, let me know if I should go buy book 1 or what to do here. But that was A Radical Act of Free Magic by H.G. Parry. I saw that Alex E. Harrow blurbed it, a rich, sprawling epic full of magic and history, and I was like, oh totally, I'm down with that, plus I love Alex E. Harrow. And then on top of it, it's like a fantasy Napoleon Bonaparte, like, retelling type situation. So that sounded really cool to me too, but now I have book 2, and I just need to be a little more discerning. Look, it says 2 right on the side. What is wrong with me? Okay. Now we can get into books that, like, I did vet properly instead of just, like, impulse buys. The Women of Chateau Lafayette by Stephanie Dray. This is like World War II historical fiction. I do believe, though, that it stretches generations, like it's a generational type tale. It starts in 1774, and then we have a point of view in 1914 and a point of view in 1940, and it is an epic saga based on the true story of a castle in the heart of France and the remarkable women bound by its legacy. So if you know anything about me, you know that I enjoy historical fiction. If you know more about me, you know that I love books that are centered on a house or a castle or anything like that. So this is like right up my alley. Wow, I didn't put these in any kind of order at all. I apologize. I'm a mess. Alright, I have Empire of Pain, The Secret History of the Sackler Dynasty by Radden Keefe. This is the author of Say Nothing, which I own but haven't read, but I bought this anyway, because I'm a clown. Okay. Anyway. I've heard several people talk about how good this is, and I wanted it, so I bought it. This one I find very interesting. This is Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This is the story of these 2 men. They are both, like, felons. They've been imprisoned anyway. And they've gotten out and they've been trying to, like, live better lives. They each have a son. One of them is black, one of them is white. Their sons are in a relationship together with each other. And while the fathers, neither one of them super approves of the fact that their sons are gay, like, they're still their kids, you know? So when somebody murders their sons, they kind of team up to get revenge. It's very, like, Taken, but interracial and gay, and that sounds fabulous to me. Okay, then we have The Personal Librarian by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. So I feel like a lot of people who would be interested in historical fiction, and this in particular, kind of know about this. This is the true story of a black woman who could pass as white, and she was the librarian for J.P. Morgan. Very interested to see how this goes. Very interested not only to hear the story of, like, the library, right, because I love books, but also what this woman's life was like, and whether, like, did she live in constant fear of being found out? Did she intentionally try to live as a white person because she knew she could pass, or is it something that just, like, happened and she just snatched the opportunity? It's just inquiring minds, you know, they need to know. Okay, this one I got recently. Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaghy. This is the story of a woman and her twin I think they're both biologists. They go to the Scottish Highlands to try and reintroduce wolves to the land, and I think it's more of like a literary fiction type of a story. But I'm okay with that, and I want to see how that goes. The whole reintroducing wolves to the wild thing really sparked my interest, and like there's more to it than that, but that was the driving force behind me buying it. I have Before She Knew Him by Peter Swanson. I don't know anything about this. I just really like getting thrillers from Book of the Month because they're like $10. So I grabbed this one. I've been dabbling in Peter Swanson. I have one I liked, one I didn't like, so I need a tiebreaker. Then I got The Bride Test by Helen Hoang. I liked the Kiss Quotient quite a bit, and I've been feeling like I need a little bit more like light, fluffy romance type things in my life, and since I already know I like Helen Hoang, here we are. This is such a weird mix of books. I'm sorry, it just keeps going back and forth to like fiction, nonfiction. It is what it is. I grabbed Entangled Life, How Fungi Make Our Worlds, Change Our Minds, and Shape Our Futures by Merlin Sheldrake. The cover, it wasn't just a cover by, okay, it was a cover and a title by. So is that better than a cover by? I don't know, but I have it. I grabbed The Story of More, How We Got to Climate Change and Where to Go From Here by Hope Jahren. I read Lab Girl by Hope Jahren earlier, just a couple months ago, I think, and I adored it. I found her voice to be exceptional. I love her writing style, and I'm very interested in climate change as a topic, so I thought I would grab this. Then we have The Making of Asian America by Erika Lee. I think this is similar to An Indigenous People's History of the United States, I think is what it was called, by Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz, except from an Asian American perspective, like the Asian American contribution to how our country was built, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's basically what it is. I thought it would be a pretty interesting thing to learn about. It would help diversify my reading, etc. Then I grabbed a couple that were like $10 in the clearance section or whatever. This one is Unsolved Deaths, Strange Deaths and Mysterious Disappearances by Charles Phillips. This was just like a cover title situation, and it was only $10, so I have it now. And then this is For Similar Reasons, Women Who Changed the World, the Most Remarkable Women of the Last 100 Years. I have books, oh my god, can I get the lighting to work here? There we go. I have books similar to this that I have read and enjoyed, and like I never get tired of hearing about the amazing contributions women have made in this world, and I feel like they're often overlooked, so I like reminding myself that women are and always have been amazing. Okay, and then I have Whereabouts by Jhumpa Lahiri. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know anything about this book, but I read The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri and I loved it, and this seems to be like a recent work of hers, so I grabbed it. This is a book that I have been eyeing for a while, and I finally pulled the trigger on it. The Betrayals by Bridget Collins. First off, this cover, it calls to me. And then also the general synopsis really has me captivated. So it takes place at like this elite boarding school, and there's this competition where the contestants all have to battle it out in like art, math, philosophy, like all the major subjects. And that has so many buzzwords for me, like the boarding school aspect, the competition aspect, like Then I grabbed Island Queen by Vanessa Riley. So first things first, this cover is everything. Second things second, Kate Quinn blurbed it, and I adore Kate Quinn. Then I opened the flap, and I read a remarkable sweeping historical novel based on the incredible true life story of Dorothy Kerwin Thomas, a free woman of color who rose from slavery to become one of the wealthiest and most powerful landowners in the colonial West Indies. And it ended up in my basket. Yep. Then I finally grabbed Our Woman in Moscow by Beatrice Williams. I've been super into anything based in Russia recently, and I've enjoyed Beatrice Williams in the past, so this is how this ended up happening. I really don't know much about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, this was kind of funny. So my sister had bought me a book for my birthday called Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. Then I walked into Barnes & Noble and I saw Daughters of Sparta by Claire Haywood. And at the time, I was just thinking Daughter, Sparta, Claire. Like, I wasn't putting together the last names were different. And I was like, this cover is so weird. And that was a new release hardcover, and this is paperback. And I was like, it was not clicking. And so then, like, I looked it up on Goodreads in the store, and I figured out that they were 2 different books with, like, almost the same title, with authors that had the same first name. And I was like, oh, hell, I have to buy it. But then I've been hearing really good things about it, so that's good. And I have a ton of, like, Greek myth retellings on my shelves, so I thought maybe I could put together, like, an entire TBR where I just read retellings for a week or something. That could be fun. Oh, I should probably tell you something about this book. We're following the Princesses of Sparta, Helen and Clytemnestra. Oh, God. Anyway, they get married to Agamemnon and his brother Menelaus. You kind of know how the story goes from there. But yeah, sounds really interesting, and I'm here for it. Alright, I finally caved, and I got Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse because I've heard people talking about it so much. It's like fantasy, but also maybe sci-fi, maybe dystopian. I really don't know. Okay, fantasy. It's classified as fantasy. It says, inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas, woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, forbidden magic, and crafted with unforgettable characters. Yes, please. This one I got for stupid reasons. And the stupid reason is that there really wasn't a reason at all other than I saw it and decided to buy it. It was like an impulse thing. This is why I need to go on like a low buy. I need to control myself. Okay, Shards of Earth by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I own Children of Time as an ebook, but haven't read it. And yet I decided to get the first book in a new series from Adrian Tchaikovsky. Who can understand how my mind works? I don't. Okay, last little stack here, and again, we're gonna be like shooting from one end of the spectrum to the other. We have Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. Can you see this cover? How amazing. This cover is like the epitome of black girl magic, and I adore it. I don't even really know what this is about, but it looks phenomenal. It's middle grade, and I've just been really wanting to read some middle grade lately, but like I never make time for it. So maybe I'll make time for this one. I don't know. This is another thing where like I would like to dedicate a full week to just reading some middle grade. Alright, in the last 2, and we're shooting to an entirely end of the spectrum from middle grade black girl magic fantasy. Veritas, a Harvard professor, a con man, and the Gospel of Jesus' Wife by Ariel Sabar. I believe this is the story of a bit of scripture that was being publicized as a new gospel that was found by an author claiming to be Jesus' wife. And it ends up being like an entire like con. But they get pretty far with this scheme. And I really just want to know more. So I bought the book. And then this was, I don't know. This is A History of the Wife by Merlin Yalom. It says a delectably readable volume, and I hope so, because I bought it. I don't know if it's because, like, I am a wife, or what the deal is. Let me read you a little bit of the back. How did marriage, considered a religious duty in medieval Europe, become a venue for personal fulfillment in contemporary America? How did the notion of romantic love, a novelty in the Middle Ages, become a prerequisite for marriage today? And if the original purpose of marriage was procreation, what exactly is the purpose of marriage for women now? And these are all excellent questions. And I sincerely hope Merlin Yalom has some answers. Alright, so that was the last book haul you're going to be seeing from me for a long time. I know a lot of people really enjoy my book hauls, so I'm sorry, but also I have things that need to be taken care of. So like business over pleasure kind of deal. Eventually the book hauls will be back, but in the meantime I hope you enjoy my Trash My TBR series, and I hopefully will speak to you guys in the comments. Thank you for watching, and bye.